Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante rising up out of the ashes of Wayne Manor. From the Batcave comes the truth. A truth that is so threatening, Google has demonetized me. They want to shut me down. So I post like one video a day on YouTube, and the rest of them, like 2 or 3 videos a day at rockfin.com. My videos are there's a lot of free content. There's no ads. And then there's a premium tier on Rockfin for $10 a month. And you get access to everybody's premium content. So support what we're doing. Go to grahamelwood.com. There's a lot of other ways. PayPal button, Venmo. There's a store. Great ways to support what we're doing. Because they're trying to shut everybody down. Rose McGowan, who was very vocal in the Me Too movement, specifically about Harvey Weinstein, has fallen out of favor with the neoliberal Hollywood Me Too movement, which is a fake movement now because it's like, believe all women unless they accuse Democrats, then we're not going to do that. You know, believe all women. Tara Reid, who's Tara Reid? Tara Reid was the woman that Joe Biden raped. She's come forward. She's told her story on numerous shows. Katie Halper, she's written a book. And the neoliberals, the Hollywood neoliberals don't want to hear about it. You know, believe all women unless they accuse Bill Clinton. Then maybe not, and they don't want to hold awful women accountable. Rose McGowan is true to her word. When it came out that Asia Argento, who was a big part of the Me Too movement, was an actress who had sex with a teenage boy that she groomed. She worked with this boy when he was like 9 or 10 years old. And there's all these like inappropriate texts. And then when he got to be like 16, she had sex with him. Still a child. Human brain doesn't develop till 15. So when a 30-some-year-old woman has sex with a 15-year-old boy, because if a 30-year-old man has sex with a 15-year-old girl, we call that rape, right? So when it came out with what Asia Argento did, Rose McGowan, true to her word, called out Asia Argento and said, this is bullshit. The Me Too movement went to sleep and pretended like Asia Argento didn't exist. Because secretly they're like, well, if a teenage boy gets raped by a woman, then it's not rape. He probably liked it, whatever. No, it's abuse. It's abuse. I know guys who this happened to, and it messed them up hard. Society, culture says, yeah, a 30-year-old man does it to a 15-year-old girl. It's awful. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And rightfully so. 15-year-old boy, oh, high five, man. You got molested by a woman. Yay. So this is what Rose McGowan, she's been kicked off of Twitter because she called out, Bill Clinton. Let's watch this.
What are you so afraid of, Jack Dorsey? A little freedom of speech, going against your cronies. I don't understand why you support evil, Jack Dorsey. Then why do you lie?
She said on a tweet about Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton.
I was suspended by Twitter for posting an intimate photo of Bill Clinton getting a massage by an unknown woman. This photo is actually an art piece. They flagged it for indecency. Now, I would submit that all the porn on their site qualifies as indecency. I was just trying to drive a point home about a disgusting human doing disgusting things. I know Twitter is trying to silence me, and I know a lot of the powerful Democrats are behind it. They deactivated my account entirely 4 days after I helped out Harvey Weinstein, my attacker, in the New York Times expose 4 years ago. There was a worldwide women boycott Twitter for 24-hour protest until they reinstated me. They did, and they have, but I've been shadow banned ever since. That means almost no one can see my tweets. My followers say that they have to turn the notification bell on every day, and that the second I tweet, that it gets shut off, the notification bell. I mean, they're trying to silence me every way they can. Even Jack Dorsey himself, the head of Twitter, the CEO, has personally blocked me. I'm tired of having these men's feet on my neck. I am tired of having their hand over my mouth. With the amount of disgusting people on Twitter, it's truly shocking that somebody who helped put a criminal in prison is being punished for it, is being punished for going up against the Clintons, is being punished for going up against the machine. Because these guys are all supposed to be these tech bros, right? The little bros in tech. They're supposed to be the freedom of speech people. That's what they stand for. And that is a lie. Just let me speak. I'm a lot less dangerous than you think. I am more dangerous if you silence me.
So that's pretty powerful. But she mentioned, yeah, the Democratic establishment has gone after her for mentioning Bill Clinton. Well, here's Ghislaine Maxwell, who currently just had additional charges of being a pedophile and sex trafficker put onto her case. There's Ghislaine Maxwell at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. There's Bill Clinton. This is in 2011, 2 years after she settled out of court, because she was named in the 2009 case that Epstein was found guilty on and given a sweetheart deal by Acosta. Right? Here's Ghislaine Maxwell with Trump a bunch of times. She has ties to Trump. She has ties to the Clintons. Here she is with Jean-Luc Brunel, just to make sure she's in prison right now and is a monster. But to focus on what Rose McGowan is talking about, the Democratic establishment doesn't want you to know that this happened, that Bill Clinton was on Epstein's plane 26 times. Hillary was on 2 times. Bill and Hillary were at Epstein's compound in New Mexico numerous times. They don't want you to know that. And their machine can put out that Netflix documentary that gives the victims a voice, which was good. But then it's like the victims say stuff like, oh yeah, we know all these big time people. And then the documentary just kind of like, you decide, or boy, the Clintons didn't know. I've heard like people watch that documentary who don't know that much about the Epstein case and go, yeah, I guess they didn't know. Because that's what Hillary said about Harvey Weinstein. Boy, we didn't know. Who knew? You didn't know. Now, here's what Rose McGowan is talking about. The Democratic machine got $2.3 million from Harvey Weinstein to the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, the DNC, and the Party of Wisconsin. Obama, Hillary, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Liz Warren, Al Franken, Cory Booker. So the Democratic Party wants this swept under the rug. Rose McGowan helped get this guy arrested and put in jail. And let's hope he dies there in a really long, ugly, painful death. Did you see this? You call out the Democratic establishment, which is the Clintons the Clintons still have all this power. And Jack Dorsey, this is what Rose McGowan needs to get on board with Panquake.com. Panquake is blockchain open source Twitter that will eliminate the shadow banning and all that other stuff. It's amazing. I've had Susie Dawson on the show to talk about it and Sean O'Brien to talk about it. Watch those videos. But here's just a map that was made by Ryan Dawson. This is Epstein's map. I mean, it's hard to see because there's so much in here, but it's just like Jean-Luc Brunel's ties, Alan Dershowitz, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. This is just Epstein crime map. This is mapped by Ryan Dawson. I've never had him on the show. We tried to, and then we just couldn't. Alexander Acosta, Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, Charles Kushner. Look at all this. Look at the ties. Look at all of the ties. Mossad. So that's why they don't want Rose McGowan posting that stuff. Because look, and I'll show you this. I've shown you this before, how this works, right? So this is how, hold on. So this is the propaganda multiplier. So the White House, the CIA, and the Pentagon feed the major news agencies, the global news agencies, AP, AFP, and Reuters, and then they feed all these things, right? So the Clintons, while they're not directly in power, they still have power. The Clinton Foundation they still have to exert the power, because if the Clintons have no power in the American government, then their Clinton Foundation is useless, right? As evidenced by the fact that 20 countries donated to the Clinton Foundation in 2008 during Hillary's campaign, when she got sworn in as Secretary of State in her first year as Secretary of State in 2009 under Barack Obama. All 20 of those countries got defense contracts. Like, Graham, what are you talking about? Defense contracts and Rose McGowan and Twitter? I don't get it. I'm showing you how big this is and why they shut Rose McGowan down. Because they can control every major media outlet. That's why all these news outlets, maybe Fox, because they like going after the Clintons a little bit, but they won't, and Fox won't go after Trump's ties to Epstein. So why isn't all these news networks just hammering the way they talked about Russia for 4 years? Why haven't they been talking nonstop about these ties to Epstein that Dershowitz has, that Trump has? That why aren't they talking nonstop about that? Why aren't they talking? Who keeps shutting it down? So they're shutting it down. So then when someone's on social media making noise, Rose McGowan has a huge following, and they're shut her down, and they've been shadow banning her. Because social media, these tech billionaires, they work hand in glove with the intelligence community. So they control the message. That's why I've been demonetized. Why isn't Rachel Maddow talking about all the ties to Epstein? Oh, yeah, because remember when Roger Ailes died and she said, oh, he was a buddy, he wasn't that bad? Remember when she said that? So that's the Democratic machine that wants to shut her down. And then liberals would watch a video like, oh, Graham, what do you like, Trump or the Republicans? No, Trump and the Republicans are awful. QAnon people are nuts that they think he had nothing to do with Epstein. Trump has huge ties to Epstein. They all do. I just showed you this map. Right? All argued for leniency. Jennifer Gaffney, right? Alexander Acosta, Donald Trump. See how that's all tied. Anyway. Here's Jean-Luc Brunel. These are the most powerful people in the world. So they can control the narrative. And that's why they're shutting Rose McGowan down. Because the Democratic Party wants to, and Hollywood wants to sweep Weinstein under the rug. He's gone. We got him. You would think Rose McGowan would be this like hero, but they don't want it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. The Hollywood liberals don't want to hear how awful the Democratic Party is and how there's rapists and pedophiles and people that cover it up in that party. They don't want to hear it. They just want to say the Republicans are bad. And the Republicans want to believe that Trump had nothing to do with this and only Democrats do bad things. This is the problem with the two-party system. And that's the Clintons. The Clintons are the worst people. They're the worst people. They're the worst thing to happen to the Democratic Party. Bar none. Bar none. I mean, you look at my interview with Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert, talk about the three things that Bill Clinton did that basically set us up for the collapse of the American empire. Get rid of Glass-Steagall, like on down the line. So thanks for watching the show, everybody. I'll keep bringing you the truth. You keep supporting what I'm doing, I'll keep bringing you the truth. Rose McGowan was kicked off of Twitter because she put a photo of Bill Clinton getting a massage from a little girl. And that's distasteful. But again, she's right. There's all these porn sites. So every time Twitter does this, one of their terms of service, they're always it's hypocritical. Well, they're private companies. No, but they've created a public forum. So they don't get to do that anymore. Sorry. Be fair. So if Rose McGowan gets kicked off, then kick off all the porn sites. And Rose McGowan isn't selling sex, and she isn't like all those like porn sites are like, come to my webcam or whatever. Rose McGowan isn't doing that. She's making a point of how awful Clinton is and his ties to Epstein. He was on Epstein's plane 26 times. Why isn't Rachel Maddow screaming about that the way she screamed about Russiagate? Where's Wolf Blitzer? Where's Anderson Cooper? Where's Joyanne Reed? Where are these people? How come they're not screaming about this? They should be. It's horrific. Maria Farmer said there was girls she saw that just disappeared. Billionaires run the world, and many of them are pedophile sex trafficking monsters, and they control everything. And they don't want you to know the truth. And if you think that your party's better than the other party in America, you're drinking Kool-Aid. You're either drinking red Kool-Aid or blue Kool-Aid. Because this is who really runs the world. This is how really shit gets done. That's how they shut people up. They've demonetized this show because they don't like me speaking the truth. They're trying to kick Rose McGowan off. So keep supporting what we're doing here because I want to keep covering this. Like, share, subscribe. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and support what we do. Shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.